Content warning: this game contains horror, assault themes, and death. This is Red and the Whispering Woods, a 2019 horror game by Mike Yi Ren, controlled using your voice. It's available to buy or download from itch.io. You control Red Riding Hood, giving her agency in the story. Whenever you give a whisper, she jumps, and whenever you give a yell or a scream, she does the other action available in the given chapter. There is a wolf in the woods, which will attack you if you fail. To calibrate the controls, you can either click New Game and whisper for a while as it adjusts your microphone and its threshold, or go into the Advanced setup to set them yourself, including your microphone sensitivity. If you move the threshold all the way to the right, it will be very easy to make Red jump, but harder to make her do the second action. If you drag it all the way to the left, then any moderate volume will do the second action, though the whispers become harder to activate. Still, I prefer it to be more like this, because I don't want to tax my throat that much. It's worth remembering that another way of creating loud volume in your microphone is blowing into it. Or if you can move your hands a bit, tapping the microphone. The microphone I'm using for the game is separate from my recording microphone, so it is safe for me to create high amplitudes in those ways without deafening you, the viewer. There are a couple of interface issues. The game locks itself into full screen mode. Going into the game from the advanced setup sometimes mutes the game audio. Here it's not intending to be muted, but it's coming off as if it is. And you have to recheck this option. And you can pause and recalibrate the game while it's going, but it will keep playing, which is an interesting choice as it provides a live response to your settings. Sometimes, particularly in the second chapter, you'll find that you are making noises and neither action is being done. While this can add to the tension, it can also become quite tiresome as you get false positives and false negatives for both actions. As with most games with their own inbuilt voice recognition, I would recommend an option to enable keyboard control for people using mapped voice commands, or perhaps just an option for enabling a jump button, so that players still yell, but those having trouble with their microphone or voice don't get stuck. Here is a complete playthrough. Whisper. 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 The puddles slow her down as well. Do 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 do. Screaming. Whisper. Whisper, 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 whisper. 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 Whisper, whisper, whisper. Whisper, whisper, whisper. Whisper, 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 whisper. Whisper, whisper, whisper. Whisper, whisper, whisper. Whisper. Whisper, whisper, whisper. Screaming. Whisper. Whisper. Screaming. Screaming, 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 screaming! Like I said, the false positives and false negatives. Whisper. 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 Not sure what's going on there, I'm not actually speaking. Testing. Whisper. 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 Screaming. Screaming. Whisper. 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 Reposition my microphone because I think I was slightly breathing on it with my nose. Whisper. 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 That should be fine. Wolf's already here. Running, running, screaming, 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 running, running, screaming, 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 running, 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 screaming, 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 whisper, 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 screaming, 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 whisper, 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 screaming, 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 whisper, 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 whisper. Screaming, 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 whisper, 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 whisper. So the other way of making noise in the second chapter is blowing on the microphone. Whisper, 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 whisper. Whisper, whisper, whisper. Whisper, 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 whisper. Whisper, 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 whisper. Whisper, 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 whisper. Whisper, whisper, whisper. Whisper, 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 whisper. Whisper, 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 whisper. I'm lightheaded too. scream. This is a boss battle, and I like it. Whisper. Screaming. Whisper. Screaming. Now it's posing there on the right. Here it does a reaching out with its arm attack, which if you're on a wooden log, you're safe from. Jump. However, if it's coming to you head on, if you don't have a log to stand on, then you end up having to time your whisper very, very carefully, and it's quite tricky. Whisper. See? Whisper. Screaming, screaming! So effectively, whether or not you succeed kind of depends on whether you happen to get screaming, 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 screaming. Whether you happen to get a lot of these full head-on attacks, or if there happen to be logs when it's doing the arm reaching out attack. That is the first time I've dodged one. Screaming. Thank God you're okay, the wolf just came through here. Why are you looking at me like that? Hand me my axe so I can protect you. This is no time for games, girl. Do as you're told. So this one's kind of like inflating a balloon, except it keeps going downwards. So I'm going to do a lot of deep breaths. So yeah, it's a dark game. but the breathing mechanic works just well enough that you do feel the terror to just the right level, without it being too gruesome or too exhausting, assuming you can blow into your microphone.